Yeah, I can't see you even doing an interview, much less a live interview.
I can't picture myself doing anything, and then sometimes during the day things happen, and then at the end of the day I think, yeah, I shouldn't have done any of that stuff.
Well, I hope this isn't one of
way.
those.
Huh?
I hope those aren't one of. This is not one of those.
Oh,
moments.
it will be, but it's a nightly problem for me. But I'm so thrilled to be on your show. And so nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too. I've been sitting here thinking, you both write plays. Big contradiction. That makes sense when you look at Jessie. This doesn't make sense. But
Thank you, I think.
no, just visually. Just visually.
Yeah, no. Can you? Oh, here. Do you? I've seen 4. I think you've written 5 plays.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're like
And
the
I've
only.
seen 4 of them, and they're phenomenal writing, phenomenal direction. Every one of them I thought was sensational.
Oh, thank you so much. I've seen your plays, and the most impressive thing I've ever seen in a movie theater is a live movie that you wrote, directed, acted in, and filmed live. And it was beamed to Bloomington, Indiana, where I saw it. That was the most incredible thing anybody that I know personally in the arts has ever accomplished.
In the streets of London.
It was the most unbelievable thing. If you have not seen Lost in London, watch. It's the most incredible achievement anybody I know has ever done. It's unbelievable. I still can't believe that you pulled it
I
off.
don't know how you turned my compliment to you into this boomerang.
Deflection.
That
Deflection.
was
You're
kind of-
great at deflection.
Yeah, he
Well,
wants
okay,
deflection.
all right, I'll talk you through my
He
5
won't-
plays.
He
No.
won't take in a single compliment. We're gonna compliment him, he won't take it.
What do you do with acknowledgement? It is tricky
What's
for
that?
everybody.
You mean what does
How do
one
you
do?
handle
What do you do?
acknowledgement? What happens to you when people praise you?
Oh, I don't know. I find like our profession overpraises and asks for not so much effort. So I developed a kind of guilty conscience about that. You know, almost everybody in my life works so much harder than me, and no one knows who they are or what they do, or stops them on the street to tell them that they liked something they did 10 years ago. So I don't feel worthy of any acknowledgement. It seems always silly to me. But I do understand that people want to talk to me in public because they've seen me in something. And so there's the feeling, I want to talk to that person, I've seen them in something. And so they have to say a nice thing, because otherwise you can't just go up and say, hi, I've seen your face in a thing and I want to look at your face now. And so the thing they end up saying to you is, hey, you're really good at whatever things. It's a polite way to, meet a stranger. And so that's how I think of it, that people just want to see somebody they've seen on television in the flesh, and so they say a nice thing to them. Do I think everybody who comes up to me has thought about, I really like what that person's contributing? I don't think that crosses people's minds as much as they just want to have a little interaction with somebody they've seen on TV, and it's very sweet for me, and it makes me feel nice, and they feel nice. But I don't take it as anything like a compliment, you know what I mean?
I don't. So anyone here who
He absorbs
feels,
his
yes, I will stay for 2 hours afterward. Nice things to say.
Oh, yeah.
One more thing, because I'm leaning somewhere with this. You both don't do social media, right? You don't have a phone. You wouldn't. Do you know what social media is?
Sorry.
You don't, though, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't do social media. But I didn't know that you didn't do social media, although it does kind of make sense to me.
I barely do social. Social media, no. No, I'm terrified of what people already know about me in the world. I try to limit, no, yeah. Also, knowing me, I would say something stupid on the first day and I would be canceled from society. I would say something that seems so innocuous to me and is the most offensive thing in the world, just because I'm an idiot.
And you guys have worked 4 times together, right? The two.
5. We did
5 times, yeah.
We did a TV show of All in the Family.
All in
Oh
Family.
my
yeah.
God. Okay.
We did it really
No,
well.
Jimmy didn't do that one. That's right.
No, that's right. It was a great episode.
Yeah, it was cool.
Your dear friend didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, you got shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the most riveting half hour of television.
I mean, it was live. It's something a lot of people took the time.
Okay, so here's what I've been leading up to. You guys have
You're
done
so
so many.
I'm leading up to
Yeah,
fast.
I'm leading up to this. So you have so many similarities. You behave the same way in many situations. I've just been trying ever since I heard we were going to be doing this, to picture what it was like for you the first time you smoked marijuana with Woody.
Oh, yeah, it was at a screen test for a movie. No,
Wait, first
no,
off,
I'm
you
kidding.
did?
No, I met him at a screen test for Zombieland. That's where I met him, and I remember just. It's a week. No,
Thank
I
you.
remember staring at him. I was so distracted because we were supposed to be sitting in a car together. So they placed us like he was here and I was here, and I was auditioning. I was so nervous. It was in Los Angeles and everything. And I remember thinking, "Whoa, he's thin." I just remember looking over and I was like, "I gotta say my line, but I also want to just make sure he's thin." Because I kept looking over. I was like, "Wow, you were so fit." I don't know why that was the thing that struck me, and so funny, so funny. Because when you watch a funny actor in a movie, you don't know if they're funny, and a lot of times they're not necessarily funny, but he is like a genius improviser. And so part of the nature of that movie was a little like loose. And so we were doing that. I was like, oh my God, he's unbelievably quick, which is not something, that you always get, even by an actor who's super funny in movies. And then first time we smoked weed together, actually, I think I probably do remember, I think you dropped me off at my hotel in Valdosta, Georgia. We were shooting the first 2 weeks of the movie in Valdosta, Georgia, and Woody, I think, drove me in a Prius to my hotel, and he was living in a house there. And I think that was it. But I think that was it. And I remember thinking like, oh, I should have like a frat boy feeling about Woody Harrelson and smoke, and I didn't. I was just like, what a nice guy, dropped me off at my hotel. And then I think I told my friend, and my friend had that frat boy thing, like, whoa, dude, it's like meeting Michael Jordan on the bet, And I was like, it didn't feel that way, man. And it was like I kissed a cheerleader, and then my friends were like, and I was like, no, it's really love, Like, don't.
But it's interesting because you say, I'm not one of those people trained to always bring it back to the movie, but to bring it back to Now You See Me, Now You Don't. You say that this is your favorite character, Daniel Atlas.
Yeah, by like 1,000,000 times. Yeah.
It really is a character. It is so different from you because he's the most confident guy. And you're always troubled and doubtful. He's like just pure confidence and brash and tough.
Yeah.
And all those things you're not.
He's attractive and he cleans up well, you know what I mean?
Handsome, I forgot to mention.
Nice to his friends and everything, yeah. It's a departure, but this to me is like the most mentally healthy thing I could do. I don't know about you guys, but part of me wanted to get into acting because I felt just personally embarrassed to be myself, and acting allowed me, I think for a lot of actors, it allows you to kind of step outside yourself briefly or whatever. And like, I haven't had a lot of that because a lot of times I'm playing people who are like kind of depressives or troubled or anxious. But this movie is doing the thing that like I in some ways got into it for, so I can like get outside who I really am and like, and I just love it so much. Do you guys have those feelings, those similar feelings of, oh, this part allows me to do this thing I like more about myself than my actual self?
Teddy?
Woodrow. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that the last like 15 years or so that I have been able to, whatever it is I'm going through in life at that age, miraculously kind of find a piece that fits that character. And then it really pleases me because I don't have to pretend, like bored to death. I was turning 60 and it was like, hey, don't leave me behind, younger folks. I still want to play. Whatever it is you're doing, count me in, please. Don't leave me out. And that was the character. And now at my age, it's like, could you help me across the street character? But I like, it's not like it's well, it is kind of therapeutic, but that's my story. I seem to find things whatever phase I'm going through in life.
Yeah. What do you think about a character that you felt like, I wish I was this person more than who I am?
Well, actually, I liked this. This isn't a direct I'm not saying yes to this character I would like to be, but when I played Larry Flint,
Yeah.
I felt much more confident, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt like I would try, I got arrested immediately, because of, protesting things and things that it kind of helped things that were minimal in my nature become more pronounced. And I wouldn't want to be a pornographer. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe in pornography. I want to be clear.
You don't believe in like the
Lionsgate.
democratization of it, right? Like
You
where
got
everybody
it.
gets to see it.
It should be for the special few.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Wait, but you mean you became like more of a public activist after that movie?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. For causes that you had already been part of and feeling, though, right?
Yeah. Well, when I'd give money to or I'd support, but I never thought, become an activist, climb the Golden Gate Bridge. I never would have done that kind of thing without having played that part. It made me say, well, it's okay to get arrested for something you believe in.
Right. Wow, that's so interesting.
And now I'm back to, I don't think I'd want to get arrested.
Yeah.
You're the kind of guy. Like you have that home that you support in
Bloomington.
Bloomington for women who've been abused and such.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that called?
Oh yeah, that's it's called the Middle White House. It's like a domestic violence shelter in Indiana, and my mother-in-law ran it for 35 years. So, my wife and I volunteered there for years, and my wife's been working there since she's a kid. Yeah.
And that's so cool you do that, man.
Yeah, and it's
you
great
really
to
give
just
back.
Oh, and what's great about it is just that Larry Flint transition to the domestic violence shelter.
I wanted to get all the way out from under Larry Flint. Well, that doesn't sound good either, but to get over it.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about like activism and stuff. Yeah. That was mainly through, my wife was raised to like be an activist. Like, my wife was raised by activists, so she was raised to like, if you're not doing something to help a cause during the day, your life doesn't have real, meaning. And so I'm in the arts and got into movies when I was younger, and so I feel a little, what is it called? A little, behind her, in terms of like, doing that kind of work.
But didn't you come from that in your family?
No. My parents are academics. My dad's a teacher, my mom's a teacher, but my mom was a birthday party clown when I was younger. So she did like children's birthday parties. So kind of entertainment, but local New Jersey, she was doing birthday parties and stuff. But no, they're great people, but they're not like activists, not.
And your mom would get pulled over, she'd be in her clown outfit, the
Yeah.
cop would be like, what?
Yeah, she was like a nervous driver, and she was driving from parties to parties and all this stuff to on the weekends. Yeah, she would get pulled over and never get a ticket. Yeah, I have a joke, but I'm not going to say it. But it's so funny.
It feels like you should. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an open, warm, accepting Texas.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, she was dressed as a clown, so she didn't get a ticket. I have such a good joke, but I want to do. If I could meet everybody after with no cameras.
Oh, is this one of those get canceled jokes?
No. It's just so niche. But
Hey, I promise you, because we do have control of editing the podcast.
Yeah.
I promise, word of honor,
Yeah.
we're here, that we will cut it.
every single person here has a telephone.
You're making a good case.
Good point. It's like social media.
Yeah. No, I keep everything indoors. So anyway, what are we talking about?
Okay.
This turned into my mom getting a ticket. So okay, I never thought I'd say this, but can we go back to Larry Flint?
No, almost. And you brought this up the other day on a talk show, and we mentioned it. But so, because one time you said that your wife is doing everything good and you're not, or however you phrased it, but in life, but you are scheduled to donate one of your kidneys anonymously in
a month and a half.
Yeah, exactly. December 6th. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are we soaking that in? Can I ask the chain of events or thought thoughts that led up to that?
Yeah. So for me, what happened was, like, I was listening to a podcast like 12 years ago, and they were doing an interview with somebody who was part of this effective altruist movement. These are people who are like, it was like a philosophy, and the kind of face of the philosophy became this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. So the philosophy kind of like died with him. You know, he's the guy who was arrested, you know, for this Ponzi scheme of So anyway, of crypto, you know, currency or whatever. But nonetheless, they had some really great ideas. One of their ideas is like, you know, we can live without both kidneys. We can live without, actually, you can donate half your liver. Anybody could donate half their liver, and your liver will grow back, and you live a full, healthy life. Same with donating a kidney. And when I was listening to it, it just seemed like a no-brainer. Like, to me, like, it just seemed like, that's something we should all just be doing. I didn't think of it as like important thing. Just like, so I called, it was like Be the Match or something. They send you a little vial, you spit in it, and so if your saliva matches somebody, they call you. And my saliva, I guess, never matched anybody. And then I was talking to a doctor friend, like, I don't know, in the summer, and I was like, you know, I've been wanting to do this. She's a doctor, you know, so I was asking her, like, you know, I always wanted to do this, but they never called me. And she was like, go across town to NYU. I live in New York City. She's like, it's the best, you know, best hospital in the world for this kind of thing. So I called them the next day, and day after that, I was in getting blood tests and everything. And it's like, I appreciate you complimenting me for it or lauding me, but it's really like, it's such a minimal thing. It's such a minimal thing. You're in the hospital for 2 days. It's a laparoscopic procedure, and it like genuinely will save lives, and your health is totally fine.
I'm not trying to fan you and make you better. I'm really not. I do find it amazing, you know. Did your wife, family, mother, how does everyone feel? They're all thumbs up?
Yes, because there's a voucher program. So the way the kidney registry works now is like, you know, if you could make a list of all the people that you would have given a kidney to if they had needed it, and they'll be now at the top of the list. So normally a wait for a kidney is like 5 to 7 years. Okay, but if you donate a kidney and you put certain names on that voucher list, so my family's going on the voucher list, so my kid needs a kidney, he'll be top of the list, won't have to wait for any years. You see what I'm saying? So so everybody's happy with it. Because the thing I think a lot of people are hesitant about is not the surgery. Surgery is not that big a deal. It's not living with one kid, it's not big a deal. But I think it's like thinking, God, if my kids need a kidney, I'm not going to be able to give it to them. But the way the registry has developed this process is so that they can be.
Well, it's brilliant, and I'm trying to circle around to your acting, because my thought is you're intensely real, Jessie. Your acting is intensely real, your writing and your action in life is intensely real, and you're very,
you don't think
feel
like
ashamed, do you, Woody, or are you holding in?
I can't imagine doing what you're doing. Like, to give up a kidney. Now, I know you say you're fine with one kidney, right? Like, I would trade you livers right now. Like, and I know because you don't drink like, you know, me. So that would be like, for me, a good thing. But I can't imagine, like, and other than, you know, probably righteous bucks for a kidney. But
wait, you're the healthiest person I know.
That's a bad joke. What?
You're the healthiest person I know.
Oh.
Really? You're the healthiest person. Yes. You're like a comically healthy person.
Yeah, but what about the marijuana and alcohol?
I'm taking all of that into account.
Oh.
I've seen you eat. You know how he eats. Yeah. You know, Woody's the healthiest person I know.
Whenever I see him, I pretend that today I'm eating that way too.
Right, literally.
You said earlier, hey, you'd be so proud. And hummus, and I'm like, you mean just today? Yeah, just today. Yeah.
I got to go on his diet. When we were doing Zombieland, he had, you know, somebody was making his food, and it was like unbelievable. I come from actually a vegetarian family. My family's vegetarian, but I'm not. And when I was eating that food, it made it fun. It made it great because it was amazing food.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you managed to, like, you know, find a way to do it that, as like an outsider of your diet, is like not compromised.
Oh, cool. Were you more regular, or was it? Any positives?
I gotta check my diary from those times, but it's not so much a diary, it's just stuff like that. It's just, morning, noon, and night, just taking into consideration that kind of stuff, and just to see if there are any patterns I should be concerned about. So I'll check. Yes.
More about the movie. More about the movie. You're about to watch it, so. But I don't want to spoil anything. But you had new cast members. How was that? Was that fun? You had.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that Woody and I have been in 3 movies, and so we're like, what now? Three of these movies, exactly. So we had developed a great ensemble. Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, and Lizzie Kaplan was in the second one. And it's a great team. I mean, it's the most fun group of people.
Oh my God, is it fun? You laugh all day long.
I mean, it's amazing. Like, we have such a good time, and so, the concept of this movie was like, these 3 younger, magicians come in, and we recruit them for this big trick, and so of course it's like something that could go terribly wrong. Mainly I was just concerned they're not going to get great actors because you think like, I don't know if they're getting like young people, they want it to be poppy and cool, but they hired like 3 like amazing actors, like
really
for no, like I just like I felt we got lucky. Like, they're all really good, really quick, really talented. They all take it seriously in their own way, so it was not like anything I was worried about. And so it was great and felt really natural. I had like a few days of scenes with them before like the other cast got in there, and I remember just thinking, oh, this is great. Everybody's gonna work out well, and it did. And the movie's really special. It's directed by our old friend Ruben Fleischer, who did both Zombieland movies. Woody did Venom with him. I did 30 Minutes or Less with him. So we worked with him a lot, and he's an amazing shooter, like visually amazing, very inventive, but loves comedy and loves actors so much. Like, does not consider himself like a funny person. He's like an appreciator of comedy, which is a really sweet thing for a director.
Did you guys work with people because you were doing stuff that you didn't naturally know how to do? I'm assuming some of the sleight of hand. And did you get trained for a while before the first one or this one?
Yeah, I did more like sleight of hand stuff. Woody was amazing. Woody worked with Keith Barry. Do you remember that? The first one? Do you want to talk about that at all? It was a pretty
Keith
interesting
Barry,
collaboration.
mentalist, and he taught me some. I guess you could. I don't know. I tried hypnosis. We tried. We tried it. It's very hard to pull off because you don't know if the person's faking it.
Is that part of hypnotism? Is that a kind of knowing that people will go with it because of the environment they're in?
Well, the hypnotism is when your conscious mind kind of gets subdued and drops down, and then your unconscious mind takes over. So that's how there's a certain suggestibility. You can say to someone to do, walk like a rhino, make noise. You can just get them to do crazy shit, and well, I tried it a little. I found it kind of, I found that I got nervous right at the key part when you want to go sleep.
You mean as a person receiving hypnotism or giving? Giving. Why'd you get nervous?
Well, once you do that sleep thing, it's a big, it's a move. You grab them by the head, sleep. And then when you open your eyes,
Did you partly get nervous because you felt uncomfortable manipulating people? Because as a...
No.
No, do you know what I mean? Did you feel nervous because you're like putting somebody in a weird... Because I'll just say for me, if you don't want to answer it, like for doing magic now, for me and learning it, I feel very uncomfortable when people ask me, how'd you do that? I feel uncomfortable in not telling them. I don't like keeping that. It makes me...
So you do tell them?
Yeah.
I don't just tell people how you do the trick.
I know. Someone told you all, so what is that?
I know, but if you just tell everybody willy-nilly, pretty soon, it's not magic anymore.
What is it?
It's just manipulation. I mean,
trade secrets.
He showed me a card trick on the way over and would not tell me even the beginning of how to do it. So can we talk later? Do you know the secret?
Yeah,
he'll tell you.
Thank you.
I'll tell anybody here. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Every trick in this movie, he'll tell you how.
Well, some stuff I don't know. Like, and a lot of times the guys who are our magic teachers won't tell me. Probably because they know what I'll do with it, you know. I just feel so strange. You're like talking to somebody, you know. It's not like our other jobs. Like when people ask you, you do an interview for a thing that you act in, and they ask you, how'd you think of it? You give an honest answer. Like, oh, I was on, you know, I thought of my, you know, brother and the relationship I have with him, and it kind of was similar to this relationship and that, and you give a real thing. I find it strange, you know, to do another performance for some people, and they say, how'd you do? And you're like, I don't know.
I can't tell you.
Yeah. It feels strange. I feel I'm withholding in a bad way.
Well, you're a good person.
I don't know.
He's a great person.
Yeah.
You know, I never do, I don't mention this much, but when he auditioned for Zombieland, it was very clear that he was the guy to play this part. There's no question. But you know how studios are. So the studio thought this other guy who became famous in this rather silly commercial should be the guy because he's known through this silly commercial, right? So I had to call and beg, please, this is the guy. And remember, I told you this, and then she was like, you know what? If you feel this passionately, then okay. And then I got a call from the guys saying, you know, that you were in, Ruben and Gavin, and they were like, he's in. And I didn't say anything. I just
Thank you so much.
Not a kidney, but you know, it's not a kidney, but he gave you
Yeah.
rare.
It's
It's as close as I'll get to the kidney.
organ, yeah.
To an organ.
It's
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, it's like a nail. No, thank you so much. That was so nice of you. And I mean, I know you didn't do like as a favor, but I.
No, I did it because it made the movie way better.
Yeah. No, you.
What's that one great thing you said? One of your improv things you say. One and done. That's what I say. Well, I said it once.
Yeah.
What happened? And now I've heard that so many times. Have you guys heard like one and done? You know that came from this guy.
You know what happened? This is I never told this story publicly actually, but I mean, or privately. I've just thought about it. So anyway. What happened was, so we did this audition scene for me to get into the movie, of course, the one I was telling you about, my screen test. We did this audition scene, and it's a really well-written scene. Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, they did some writing on this movie too. Great writers and everything. Really well-written scene, especially for like a action-y kind of movie. Very funny, good wordplay, everything. And so we did this scene in the audition. It was my scene. I memorized it up and down. I'm on an airplane going to Los Angeles for the screen test. So I got this scene in my head. So embedded in my brain, and we get to set to do the scene, and I had for the very first time a true nervous breakdown, and the way my nervous breakdown manifested was I shut down, and so the camera goes on me, and camera goes on Woody's side, and he's exactly what you'd imagine. He's hysterically funny, he's loose, he's interesting, and everything. The camera turns around on me, and I'm young, but I'm kind of aware of camera angles now. I know this is my turn, you know what I mean? When I first started acting, I didn't know what my turn was. I don't know what the camera's seeing. Now I know this is like my turn to do the scene that I had been doing for now 8 months, whatever, right, since the audition scene. And I shut down. And it was the most terrifying thing that's happened to me on a set ever in my life. I've never had that feeling on stage or a movie set again. It's that terrifying.
Frozen, shut down.
Frozen. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm realizing whatever I do with my face right now is going to be in a movie. And so if I like close my eyes now, that's in a movie. And if I say this word like that, that's in a movie. And it was just this complete, like, self-aware, out-of-body, awful, the opposite of being loose and everything. And so the camera's on me, and I panicked, and I couldn't say the lines from the scene. And it was a great written scene. And I started just saying random, jokey bullshit, because I was panicking that every time I would say a line from the scene, it would come out weirdly, because I was so self-conscious. And so I have, like, improvisations in that scene that are just out of a pure and utter terror. And I talked to my therapist about it. I'm like, because one of the things I think about all the time is, because I'm doing a play now in New York, I have stage fright. What I always talk to the therapist about it is that one time in Zombieland, something went terribly wrong and I was able to get through it. You know, and this is my story of like, it's okay. I couldn't be, you know, it couldn't be as bad as that time in Zombieland. I got through it then. So it's become in some ways like a staple of my psychological life, this scene. And that line you just said, it just came out of pure anxiety. And I'm lucky that what happens to me when I'm nervous is some adrenaline thing.
Shit.
Yeah, some adrenaline thing comes on, and I save myself in a weird way.